And welcome back to round one of the YugiTuber Grand Championship. In this match, we have two big heavy hitters. We have Vexacus4666 playing Ritual Beasts going up against Your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel playing Karakuri. And for this match's co-commentator, we have none other than DuelRock88. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what is up, guys? This is DuelRock88, and yeah, I'm really excited about this match. And the matchup is really untypical because I never saw a Karakuri versus Ritual Beast Tamers, and let us see how it will works.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see because both decks are very combo reliant decks. So Vexacus starting off with a Ritual Beast Tamer Elder, which is going to allow him to normal summon the Ritual Beast Apelio. And from here, I'm going to assume he's just going to go ahead and start just doing some contact fusing. Who do you think has the upper hand in this advantage going into it?
I think the Ritual Beast Tamers has a better matchup. The matchup is better for them because of the trap card, which destroys the monsters on the field. What was Steam or what?
Seeds, yeah.
That can really interrupt the plays from the Karakuri player for YourYugiohChannel, and yeah, this can be devastating for him because he have to summon his tuners, his non-tuners, and then he can just flip his trap card and yeah, interrupt his whole play.
So it looks like Vexacus is just going to make the lovely pink dolphin and just set 2 back row. I think that's a really good move, assuming because he doesn't know what your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel's playing. We see an instant fusion come down, which is pretty typical of Karakuri.
There are two versions of Karakuri, I think. There are a little bit control versions, and there are the, let me say, the YOLO versions, like OTK and Hope He Has Nothing with Trapstun and so on. Let us see what version your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel is playing.
No, that's actually really big there, because he's using the effect of the Karakuri strategist to change the pink dolphin into attack mode.
Vexy thought he was safe with his 2800 defense, but
now he's going to be met with the 2800 attack of the Karakuri Burrito.
Mm-hmm.
And Burrito's a really awesome monster. It's every time a Karakuri monster gets its battle position changed, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel gets to draw a card. And not to mention, he also gets to special summon one just off the effect. So that alone's going to net him at least a +1.
Yeah, instant +1, yes. So what does Vexacus set? A teleport and the other card?
Compulsory evacuation device. And that might actually come in handy here because it can help him protect the pink dolphin from the Burrito if it decides to attack.
I think he made a mistake here. He should have made the compulsory before he drew the card on the Burrito. So he drew one card for free.
I agree.
So this was a little mistake because he's now flipping the compulsory. If he would have done that before, yeah, we wouldn't draw one card. That was not so good.
Yeah, I wonder if Vexacus waited just in case your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel was going to commit anything else to the board and maybe be more selective with the compulsory, but I do agree with you. He could have prevented the +1.
I don't know. He already made his normal sum and used Insta-Fusion. There's nothing that came back after the Burrito, I think. But one extra card can make a big difference.
Well, especially considering that your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel has 4 back row. I mean, that's going to be a real pain for Vexacus to get around. But Vexacus did draw Steeds, like we were just talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And he's going to go ahead and summon Wen, which Wen's ability is going to allow him to special summon a Ritual Beast monster from the Banish Zone. Really good card.
Yeah, instant fusion, no? Instant contact fusion.
Exactly. Oh, but your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel has a compulsory of his own. Interesting.
Okay, why he's...
That's an interesting choice, yeah, why he's deciding to do that now.
Maybe he's...
I
don't know, maybe he's afraid of... I don't know, he's just activating randomly, it seems. But as we can see, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel is playing big trap versions. Set 4 cards for Karakuri is untypical, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's like you were saying earlier, you know, The YOLO build of Karakuri, I feel like, is the superior one. And just having the ability to just combo off and go absolutely nuts is what Karakuris do best.
So Vexacus summoned, I don't know the name of the all fusions.
That's the Ulti Apelio.
It's
And so
unaffected when he attacks, or?
It's unaffected when he attacks, yeah, by all of their card effects. So it's like a little tiny built-in Armades. But on a 2600 body, that can be quite threatening.
Everything's looking good for Cordero at the moment.
It is. He's got the big monster on board, and if your Yu-Gi-Oh channel decides to do anything to threaten the Apelio, Vexacus can just decontact fuse and just bring out 2 of his monsters, so he's in pretty good shape. He draws the Lara, which isn't going to do him a lot of good right now because he doesn't have any Ritual Beasts in Grave, but it might be helpful later on if he does.
Yes.
But this is all Vexacus needs to do right now. He just needs to keep swinging for 2600. There's no need for him to commit anything else to the board. Just putting your Yu-Gi-Oh channel on the ropes at this point.
Yeah, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel has card advantage, but as you can see, card advantage is not all. Oh, Snatch Steal.
Snatch Steal.
Oh my god.
Card advantage can be everything.
But
oh, interesting. So Vexacus chaining to tag out, but your Yu-Gi-Oh channel with the Vanity's Emptiness, and Vexacus466 chaining an emergency teleport to that, giving him the ability to bring out a psychic monster, so...
I don't know, here's something really big mistake what's happening at the moment, because why he's making Snatch Steal, if he contact fusion out, Vexacus, the contact fusion out is a cost, so the fusion is no longer on the board.
Exactly, I was just about to say that. So, but it's weird because they're still playing it as if it's an effect, but
maybe
it looks like
both don't know it.
Maybe not. The cards are still relatively new, so but with the steeds, it's like the Ulti Apelio's gone anyway. So I guess it kind of resulted in the same thing, except now Vexacus is without his steeds. I guess you could argue.
Yeah, that's a big difference here at the moment, I think.
Yeah. But your Yu-Gi-Oh channel doesn't have any monsters, so it doesn't even seem to matter.
Yeah.
And now that actually, now he could maybe do something with... Oh no, the Lara's going to leave the field from E-Telly, that's right. And he draws the MST, which against 4 back row, that's not really going to do a whole lot, but I guess it'll protect him from a Vanity's Emptiness later on, which Ritual Beasts lose pretty hard to Vanity's Emptiness.
I think Cordero would have won now because of the mistake from the turn before with the Snatch Steal, which didn't work. Because if he contact fusion out and he chains his emptiness, so he has his trap card still on the field. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's okay. But he's drawing into the Rampengu there, which is actually really good because it gives him a monster on board. And it'll also just allow him to fill his graveyard, which is good, because then it puts the Lara online for next turn, possibly.
Yes, indeed.
Rampengu's effect allows you to banish one of your ulti ritual beasts from your extra deck, and then you send one of the materials that would be used to make that one to the graveyard. So in this case, you banish the ulti Petalfin, and you send the Petalfin to the graveyard. And then Vexacus can just swing for 1600. I mean, those back row aren't really doing anything. Oh, but there is a D prison. Interesting.
Okay.
At least your Yu-Gi-Oh channel was aware that the Ulti Apelio would just decontact fuse earlier, so he didn't waste the dimensional prison. So that's good.
That's which card is it?
I think is that oh wow. I haven't played Karakuri in so... Is that Nispachi?
Yeah, seems like.
And it looks like he's just gonna add a Nanishi to his hand. I know, when was the last time you saw Karakuri, Sonar?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. But last year, Australia Nationals won Karakuri, I think.
So Vexacus is going to summon out the Lara, which, like I mentioned, now that he has a target for the Lara, makes it really good because then it's going to just allow for more contact fusion plays. Yeah, the last time I remember seeing Karakuri, I think was Geargia Karakuri.
Okay.
Kind of like the beginning of last year. And looks like Vexacus is going to go ahead and contact fuse, probably for, yeah.
Some Kana place.
Yeah, the ulti Kanahawk. Now, for those of you that have been watching a majority of the matches here, are probably going to be familiar by now with what ulti Kanahawk does, but for those of you who don't, Kanahawk's first ability allows you to send two of the... Oh, we have shared ride chain, though. Interesting.
Why is he playing shared ride in the main deck?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a really interesting main deck choice.
Really?
But, I mean, hey, it's going to net him some cards here.
You know, one card.
Yeah, hey, it's better than none. So anyway, ulti Kanahawk is going to send two of the banished cards to the graveyard, and then you chain its second effect to decontact fuse it, and then return two of those banished cards to your side of the field. But the thing is, only one of those cards, one of those targets needs to hit the graveyard for both effects to resolve properly. And then he also gets to search a Ritual Beast card from his deck to his hand, so it's a really cool little play. And Kanahawk can be abused multiple times in a turn, assuming you have the correct setup.
Mm.
And it looks like they're just clarifying what we were talking about earlier, whether or not it is a cost or if it's part of the effect to contact out. And it looks like they both do assume that it's an effect. Again, these cards are only, what, like a few weeks new?
Yeah, for people who don't know, you just have to read the cards, and if there is a semicolon after the sentence... Huh?
Or a colon.
Yeah, then it's a cost. So, yo, he's activating Traptrix Nightmare.
Interesting. Well...
On the first one or on the second effect? I don't know.
Well, if he's using the second effect, I don't know. Like, I don't know how that's going to work, because if it's supposed to be a cost, the Kanahawk's supposed to be sent back to the extra deck, so... I'm guessing since they're assuming it's part of the effect, they're just negating it? And then, I don't know, that's a really weird interaction.
Oh.
And,
what is happening?
Like, I think Vexacus is sending the cards back to the banish zone, since he never technically decontact fuse, since they're assuming it's an effect. And then Vexacus still gets the first effect, which is to add the card to his hand. And then Shared Ride kicks in for your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and then he gets to add a card from that. I think that's what's happening.
I don't know if this is correct, but okay.
I don't either.
I have to check it later.
So some interesting plays in this game one. And Tin Plate Goldfish comes down for your Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
Also interesting in Karakuri. Never saw that before.
I don't think I have either. And it looks like Vexacus is going to go ahead and use Ritual Beast Ambush, which is going to allow him to special summon two of his Ritual Beast monsters, either that are banished or in the graveyard. And this is really good because he has the steeds face down as well. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. It's like you were saying earlier, Soner. It's just with steeds, he can just completely disrupt it and stop any of the tuners from doing anything. And so now your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is just left with a Tin Plate Goldfish. That is a really interesting pick in Karakuri. I guess it's a machine, so I guess it has some synergy. And it looks like he's just going to pass turn.
Why? Okay. He could have attack, but he had his 800 attack and the other has 200 defense.
Yeah. I'm not sure why he didn't do that. I don't know. But it looks like he's going to activate the effect of the Ulti Apelio, which is going to boost the attack of all of the Ritual Beast monsters by 500 for the rest of the turn. I think that's such a good effect because it's not the ones currently on the field, it's any for the rest of the turn. So you don't exactly have to like make sure you have the ulti Apelio at the end of your combo for them to get the attack gain. You know what I mean?
And he is going for Hawk players. He has many banished cards, so many extra searches for him.
Mm-hmm. I imagine here he'd want to grab another Steeds just because he's so far ahead in advantage at this point. Well, not really so far ahead, but he can pretty much keep his card advantage with Steeds. Looks like he's going to contact back out again. He could maybe go into another Hawk, but I don't know what his the rest of his banished cards are off the top of my head.
For a second, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only thing which Vexacus has to be aware of is Black Rose Dragon from the Karakuris.
Yes.
Like Dark Hole and Rageki are great cards against Ritual Beast Tamers, because if he even contact fusion out, the monsters will be still destroyed.
Mm-hmm. And more importantly, they'll be sent to the graveyard rather than banished, so they won't have the ability to do more contact plays in the future.
Yes, and he cannot activate his Steam or Steed. What's the trap card?
Steeds.
Steed, yeah, genau.
Yeah. So it looks like he goes ahead and brings him back out. And it looks like he's going to use the effect of Rampengu. Yes. So he's going to banish a Hawk, which then is going to send the regular Hawk from his deck. Vexacus is looking really good because his graveyard is banished, though, and just have a lot of cards in them right now, so it gives room for a lot of plays.
Yeah, this should be game for Vexacus.
Yeah, he adds the ambush off the effect of the ulti Hawk when he decontact fused, just to save a step. And it looks like here, now he might want to go into an ulti Apelio. Oh no, he's going for Hawk again. Interesting.
Okay, if he has many different banished, so he can get another extra search.
Yeah.
Or what he's doing.
It looks like he's just using the one effect of ulti Hawk to just get the search. Because I think he's already special summoned all of his monsters for the turn, because each Ritual Beast monster can only be special summoned once per turn.
Just keep this in mind, guys, if you play against Ritual Beast.
Yes, that's something to be very aware of. Always make sure you know what's been special summoned. And it looks like he's just going to go ahead and attack over the Tinplate Goldfish. And Vexy has his traps just perfect right now. I mean, he could potentially take out 2 of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel's cards next turn, so your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel's in a tight spot right now.
Yes, indeed.
And he passes it back over. What do you think of the Ritual Beast as a whole, though, Soner?
Unfortunately, I don't have so much experience with them.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play it so much against them.
From what you've seen so far, what do you like about them?
Oh, wait. I will tell you, but he is really cool something happening now. He's normally summoning the... What's the name?
I think that's Nanishi, yeah.
So now he has a level 3 and a level 4 on the board, which the other one is a tuner. So Cordero has to activate now his Steed because of a Black Rose Dragon potential.
Yeah. And so he chained a contact out, but he didn't activate Steeds on Resolution. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Is he going to let Black Rose go through?
Maybe he forgot that Black Rose is existing.
He might have. It's possible. And there it is, just as you called it.
Bam. This was a little mistake. What a huge mistake.
It was.
You lose the whole board now. But he has Wen or Lara, what's the name?
That one's Wen.
Okay.
Yeah, so this I think will be game here.
Yeah, it's still game, but yeah, the turn before he could have destroyed the monsters.
Yeah, he could have upon the resolution of either Nanishi or the decontact fusing, he could have activated Steeds to just pop both of the monsters.
Yes.
So he's going to summon the Wen, which is going to allow him to special summon the only banished monster, which is Wen. So that's 3,000 damage on board.
And with the teleport, that's game.
Yep. Which I'm assuming that's probably what he's going to do. Looks like he's just attacking, and he's probably going to E-Telly after that. I imagine. And there he goes. And I actually think I watched this live, and a lot of people gave him flack because he special summoned Wen, even though Wen can only be special summoned once per turn.
Yeah.
But he could have E-Tellied into something else, or he could have just used...
it's level 4 now.
Yeah, he could have. What he could have done was he could have summoned the first one and then E-Tellied into the one from his deck, and then he could have made Leviair and used Leviair to. He could have. He had game multiple
Non-sloss
ways.
is this game, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going straight into game 2 here. YourYugiohChannel just setting 3 and passing. He has a very trap-heavy Karakuri build, like you were saying. That's interesting. Vexacus. Oh, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, Cordero is a really good head, I think.
Yeah, starting off with the gold sarcophagus is usually really good for ritual beasts, and he has the snatch steel in hand as well, so that's really powerful.
Yeah, it's a backup plan.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, though, he didn't open the Elder, which opening Elder is the best possible thing that ritual beasts can do because you can immediately start contact fusing and just going into more plays. So he's going to go ahead and banish the Rempengu off the gold sarcophagus. And he's going to go ahead and summon the Wen, which is really cool because now he can just immediately summon the Rempengu that he banished.
And YourYugiohChannel looks like he has nothing on the face down.
Oh, no, he has Vanity's Emptiness, on the contrary. So, that's actually good.
For now, it's good, but...
It might lock him out later on.
Yeah, Karakuri also need to special summon much.
Mm-hmm. This will be interesting.
Oh, yeah, okay. This is good.
That's good, yeah, because now he has a 1700 monster. I cannot remember that Karakuri's name for the life of me. Ooh, but Vexacus has the Steeds, and that's really big. Oh, wow!
Royal Decree? Wow, that's really interesting.
That's really interesting, yeah.
Decree and Emptiness.
So Royal Decree is going to go ahead and negate the Ritual Beast Steeds, but it's also going to negate the Vanity's Emptiness that's face up on the field, which might work in your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel's favor at this point. And he's just going to pass turn.
Bottomless. Not a good top deck, but he has the Snatch.
He does have the Apelio, which has 1800 attack, though. So he could potentially just easily run over your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel's monster. But, interesting. So he summons the Apelio, and it looks like, yeah, he's going to activate the Snatch Steel to take your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel's Karakuri.
I don't know if I would do it now.
Yeah, that's an interesting play. Vexacus is banishing the Wen to pump up the Apelio by 500. I mean, it's good because if your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel has no way out of this, then, I mean, Vexacus will win on his next turn. But,
I think it was unnecessary to activate Snatch Steel now.
I agree. I feel like he should have saved it for a more...
Snatch Steel is such a good card for later.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel can break the board now, with Royal Decree on board, which is easy, Vexacus says that don't have a backup plan. Oh!
Oh, wow. So he has a Snatch Steel of his own.
Yeah.
So now he's going to take the Apelio, run over his old Karakuri monster. This is a really funny board.
Of course.
That's actually really big, though, because Ulti Apelio, I think, is the strongest normal summonable monster in the Ritual Beast deck. So unless Vexacus can manage to get one, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is going to have some control over this. And it's also level 4, so he could use it for Xyz material with that Tinplate Goldfish later on if he so chooses. Vexacus drawing into another Kanahawk. I don't know if that's exactly good right now.
No. And I don't know why YourYugiohChannel didn't went into our rank 4.
Yeah, to prevent Vexacus from gaining any more life points. I'm not sure either.
Main phase 2 for any rank 4. Just to have the template in attack with 800 is not so good.
Yeah, I mean, he could have gone for...
I don't know if he has base in the extra deck.
And Vexacus adding off the Rampengu. He's going to normal summon the Kanahawk, which the Kanahawk's effect is similar to Gold Sarcophagus, just allowing him to banish a Ritual Beast card. Kanahawk's like the heart and soul of this deck. It's such a good card for it. Sets up for so many plays.
Yeah, and like I said, if Cordero would have kept the Snatch Steal and not use it the turn before, he could have used it now to Snatch Steal his Apelio back and...
Exactly. And then he also would potentially be able to just pump up his Kanahawk as well and just go in for a lot of damage.
Yeah, and make more fusions.
Well, he wouldn't be able to make any fusions right now because he doesn't have a Tamer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because you have to make the fusions with a Tamer and a Beast, yeah.
But he would have a better position now.
Right, he would be in a better position. I agree with you. Because now the Kanahawk's just going to get run over. It's interesting, though. So, he's going to get the Elder in 2 turns, which, since Vanity's Emptiness is shut down by decree at the moment, it's going to allow him to start going into some plays.
Yes.
So, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel needs to mount some form of offense here if he wants to just capitalize on the fact that Vexacus doesn't have anything. Do you think he sided in the decree?
It's really strange. I don't know. I can't... I don't know. He's playing so strange cards in the main deck. Like Tin Goldfish and Shed White.
Yeah.
Can be. But I saw many trap cards in his main deck, and with Decree, I think he sided it.
Yeah, I think he did as well. Not that it's a bad choice because it shuts down the Steeds and the Ambush, but it seems like with his deck being very trap-centric that it's almost going to shut down his cards as well. So
he's banishing another Kanahawk.
Yes, he banished the Ulti Kanahawk to send the regular Kanahawk. And he just passed his turn. I mean, that's really all he can do while he waits to get that Elder out of the banish zone. And your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is going to run it over. If it's really strange that he hasn't drawn like any other monsters.
Yes, indeed. Maybe he's doing more traps.
I would imagine that's probably what's happening.
And you don't want to set it because you would block his whole spell and trap card zone.
Exactly, he would lock out everything for being able to do any other plays. And yeah, he's just passing back and forth. Really, it seems like the game's at kind of a stalemate here, but Vexacus draws into that Elder, which can be really big right now.
And you get another Elder, which he banished, or?
He will, yes. So that'll give him a total of 2.
Why he's writing 1?
He said 1 turn on Elder already. That's I think he does add it. I think he forgot about it. I think he adds it in like a second here. Interestingly enough, though, Vexacus decides to summon the regular Kanahawk rather than the Elder. I'm not sure why.
Me either.
But it's in any case, he's going to go ahead and banish the Ulti Apelio, and it looks like he's just going to pass turn. Yeah.
Couldn't he go into a fusion?
He could have, yeah, if he normal summoned the Elder first. And, well, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is going to go into a fusion with that instant fusion. And there's the Panzer Dragon.
Which is level 5.
Oh, but there's the Strategist.
So Arboreto is coming.
The Barredo's definitely coming. This might be bad for Vexacus right now. And so the Barreto drops. Now, Vexacus does have the Steeds set, but the Decree's up, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, so Vexacus has no choice but to let all this go. Oh, here we go. He's saying right now in the chat about that he forgot Elder. Yeah. Still, though, he drew into the 1 Elder, so I'm still surprised that he didn't play it.
Yes.
But it looks like your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is going to go ahead and resolve the Barreto. Probably going to grab a strategist. I can't really think anything else he'd want to get in this position. Yeah, there it is.
Level 4 tuner, does he play?
I think he does. He could have gone for that as well.
For another Barreto and went to strategist to draw 2.
Well, I think he would... Oh, he's going to summon Redox. Interesting.
Ooh.
So we can go into something big here. That Redox and that strategist. He could go into a Leo, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's a really scary field now. Interestingly enough, though, Ritual Beast Steeds does not target. So yeah, it is non-targeting destruction. So if it wasn't for that Royal Decree, Vexacus could destroy that Leo. I think Steeds is such a good card.
It's really good card.
And your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is going to swing with everything for a lot of damage.
And yeah.
I think that misplay that Vexacus did by not summoning the Elder last turn is really just going to come back to haunt him now. Because, I mean, he's staring down a Barreto and a Leo.
This was a mistake, and I think the whole game changed at the moment where he activated his net steal too early. Because without that, he had the biggest monster, he would destroy the Apelio or take back the Apelio.
Mm-hmm. But he might be able to make something happen here. He did draw into a Rampengu. So interesting. He's going to use the effect of Elder to summon another Elder. And, oh, interesting. He's going to go into Sky Cavalry Centuria.
Which cannot be destroyed by battle.
It cannot. So that will actually be able to stall out your Yu-Gi-Oh channel for the time being. I think that card is so cool. I think that's an underrated card out of the last set.
It's a really good card. But at the moment there are not so many good decks with level 2
exactly,
monsters.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
But its effect is just, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And the artwork's amazing as well. But yeah, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel on the defensive here.
Oh, yeah.
And there's the Tinplate Goldfish again. So now he can just go into a rank 4.
Yeah, Castel.
And probably Castel, yeah. Let's see.
And this should be over.
Yep, and there's the Castel. So I imagine Vexacus is probably going to scoop it up now. Unless he's going to bluff that he's had something this whole time.
1-1.
There goes the Centuria, and that should be it. Yep, and so that's game 2. So we're going to go into game 3. Still a good match, though, regardless. I'm glad to see this go to game 3.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of back and forth.
Yes, with some minor mistakes, but this can change the whole game.
It can. Looks like Vexacus decided to side in Twister.
Yeah.
For all the floodgates that your Yu-Gi-Oh channel has.
He saw Vanity Emptiness the games before, and Emptiness is a really great card against Ritual Beast Tamers, can shut the whole place.
Mm-hmm. Probably also it wouldn't hurt to have it for Decree as well, since he knows that that shut him out last game as well. He's going to use the effect of Kanahawk to banish a Lara, and then just set 2 and pass. And your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is going to drop an MST blindly on the back row. He's going to hit the Twister.
I don't like blind MST.
I don't either. I'm not a fan. But it looks like your Yu-Gi-Oh channel just has all the back row.
Oh my god. Does he play Karakuri?
There's one. He's got the strategist. And it looks like he's just going to use the effect, switch it to defense mode. And that's probably going to be the end of his turn, yeah. Can't imagine he's going to do anything else. Now that's really interesting. Vexacus just drew into a soul absorption.
And YourYugiohChannel is flipping the rivalry of warlords?
Yes,
the
rivalry of warlords.
I don't know why.
No, go on.
I don't know why he's flipping it immediately. He could have waited after he summons another monster.
Yeah, I also wonder that. Rivalry of Warlords is a really cool floodgate card that makes it so that each player can only control one type of monster. So, and in the case of Ritual Beasts, they play a wide variety of types. So, if there are multiple types, Vexacus would have been forced to send one of them to the graveyard. So, I agree with you. I don't know why he used it so early.
I think the Ritual Beasts are all size C monsters, and the Spirit Beasts are Beast monsters.
I think the Tamers are all psychic, but I think each of the beasts is a different type. We see Vexacus using a Regeki on the strategist. I don't know if I like that play, but I mean, in the context of being up against Rivalry of Warlords, I guess you can't really get around it too easily.
What is the other set from Cordero?
I believe it is Mirror Force.
Okay.
But I kind of like the soul absorption here. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's maybe his tech card, which he really likes.
The tech card, side deck card, who knows? But in a deck that banishes a whole lot, soul absorption actually has. It kind of makes me think of like Noble Arms Caliburn for Noble Knights, like how they can abuse that. I feel like soul absorption is kind of the same thing. But yeah, Vexacus just keeps swinging in with the Kanahawk. But your Yu-Gi-Oh channel looks like he has a play now. He summons the Ninishi. And then there's going to be the other one that we cannot remember the name of. Maybe Nisashi? I don't remember.
Yeah, the Stratos Searcher for Karakuri.
Yes. And with that, he's going to get out the...
But he can only synchro into 5 machine monster.
Yeah. Which... Cataster, I think? Oh my god, your Yu-Gi-Oh channel doesn't have a Cataster in his extra deck.
That's hilarious.
That is so unfortunate.
Oh my god. And he has to attack with all his monsters.
That is so funny. Oh my god, that was a huge misplay on the part of your Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
Big minus.
That's going to be a big minus, yes, because for those of you who are unfamiliar, all Karakuri monsters have the clause where they have to attack each turn if able. So, in this case, they're all going to have to swing into the Kanahawk, and your Yu-Gi-Oh channel taking a lot of damage from that.
But even if he had the Cataster, the Cordero has the Mirror Force set.
Yes.
Wouldn't be that a big problem. But we don't know the other set from your Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another decree?
Potentially, it could be.
Shutting down one card from the opponent. Shutting down all 3 cards.
The only reason that it was good for Cordero is because now he gets to keep the Mirror Force rather than having to burn it.
True.
But that rivalry is going to help him because Cordero can't summon any more monsters. We see the Kuik. I think it's something like that.
Yes, it's Kuik.
And there comes the Mirror Force protecting the Kanahawk. Use it at just the right time. Yeah, I'm really curious as to what the other back row is. I mean, I imagine if it was Decree, he might have flipped it there.
I think there's at least one emptiness, at least.
Potentially. But with Rivalry out, emptiness isn't even necessary right now.
Yeah, without monsters.
But this is hilarious because now every turn that passes by, Cordero can just banish a card for Kanahawk and gain 500 life points from Soul Absorption.
And he's over 9,000.
He's over 9,000! Cordero swinging in with the Kanahawk. That might put your Yu-Gi-Oh channel down to 100 life points to Vexacus's 9,500.
Kanahawk beatdown deck.
That's pretty much what this is looking like right now. And he's going to take it. No response again. Wow.
YourYugiohChannel has to top deck now something.
He needs something big right now. Well, he's got something to set so he can protect himself. But that's not going to save Vexacus from gaining any more life points. And it's kind of crazy, though, because he has the Kanahawk now to the point where Vexacus is adding a card to his hand every turn and then banishing a new one. So this is like kind of crazy, the amount of advantage he's generating. Vexacus is going to banish the Steeds, which I think is really smart now, in case there's anything he can't get over.
But he could have banished the Steed turns before. I think.
And there's the strategist.
Instead of banishing his monsters with Kanahawk, he could have banished the trap 2 or 3 turns before. Now he has so many monsters in hand.
I do agree with you, he could have, because right now his hand is just clogged full of monsters that are completely unavailable to him at the moment. And your Yu-Gi-Oh channel just passing has no other play that he can make. Vexacus either needs to get that Steeds or he needs to get like an MST or something. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and add the Rampengu, and I imagine he's going to banish yet another card. He might banish another copy of Steeds here, because there's like we were saying, there's really no point for him not to.
What is the spell card in his hand?
That is a Ritual Beast spell card. I do not remember the effect of it off the top of my head, but I know that the deck usually plays it as like a one of. Let me think if I can remember what it does. But it looks like Vexacus is just going to gain some life points, and there's really nothing else he can do. But he has to get rid of some cards out of his hand since he has 8 cards. That's pretty funny.
But under Rivalry, can't he set monsters?
Are you allowed to? Because can you not confirm the type of it? I don't think you can. But anyway, he's going to add the Steeds to his hand. Going back to the spell, if I remember correctly, I feel like it's something like you get to immediately like contact fuse. It's something like you get to like banish or like send to the graveyard the 2 monsters on the field, and you get to bring out the fusion monster.
It seems like Cordero sided Maxi, which is good against Kalkuri.
Okay, well, it looks like you can set cards because your Yu-Gi-Oh channel just did, so you're right about that one. Oh, he draws the Twister. So now Vexacus might not even need the Steeds now.
And he's immediately going to Twister.
Yeah. And paying that 500 life points is nothing since he has over 10,000 right now. And but we see another one get flipped. Oh my god. Your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is just really riding on that rivalry at this point.
Cordero's not happy.
I would not imagine he is. He's going to set his second copy of Steeds. It worked out for him that he drew his other copy, so now he doesn't have to wait. And it looks like the chat's enjoying that as well. This might be big here, though, because now that Vexacus has both of his copies of Steeds set, he can pretty much just pop both of the monsters that your Yu-Gi-Oh channel has. And it looks like that's what he's going to do in the end phase.
But why he didn't summon another Ritual Beast on the field?
Well, he can't under Rivalry. The only thing he can summon under Rivalry
What's the type of Kanahawk?
Kanahawk, I think, is a winged beast. And so he's going to use the other effect of, or the second copy of Steeds, and this could be it right here. Oh, but there's a Mirror Force. Looks like Vexacus isn't the only one that's playing Mirror Force. And, oh, but he has the emergency teleport. Ooh, the Vanity's emptiness, though. Wow, this duel's picking up quick now. And the Vanity's is going to stick, and Emergency Teleport's not going to go.
It's still not looking good for you, YugiChannel.
It's not, but... In main phase 2, though, Vexacus can just go ahead and banish for the Apelio. And just start refilling his banish zone. The really cool thing about Apelio is that it's actually a quick effect, so you can always banish a monster every turn. So it's really good for just keeping those monsters in the banish zone. I like that. And it looks like your Yu-Gi-Oh channel is just going to set another card.
But Cordair has his steed fest.
He does have the steeds, yes. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do.
And this should be game.
This should be game because the tin plate... Funny enough, the tin plate goldfish would have actually maybe done something. Actually, it would have been irrelevant because he could have just pumped up the Apelio by 500. Yeah. But I think Cordair just wanted to have his life points at 11,300.
And it's over.
That's the game. So game's going to go to Vexacus. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Thank you, Sonar, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.